congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a noisy country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
I am pleased to announce that we have trained over 10,000 young people across 15 counties and empowered 50 teams with seed funding to start digital business. We also empowered 4-year degree scholarship to 15 participants, each representing a county. In the next 5 years, the private sector plans to invest $300 million in telecom sector to enhance services and foster innovation as part of Liberia's digital transformation agenda. 2 operators have been licensed for cross-border connectivity, roaming agreements with Sierra Leone, Gambia, and Ghana, which will lower telecommunications costs for travelers.
Am I there? Am I playing there? I'm just aware because, as it stands, I don't know what to do. Even though there's not my own property I was renting, but I've already paid my rent. What can I do? What can I do? So they allow us to put our things out. Those are my things out there. For me, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. You can't come to me. I was just about to go to work this morning. You brought it from the court. You said to get out.
So that's the course of vision?
Yes. For Supreme Court. For the Supreme Court. I would not call this prior notice. You brought it this morning and you said I'm going to leave the place. And right away, the yellow machine came and started bringing the place down. So it's unfortunate. That's all I can say. It's very unfortunate.
You can rescue whatever thing. You say we are not going to this is it.
We voted for Joseph Weah because we felt that he could make a difference. He could make a difference. We betrayed the former president, President George Weah, and voted for Joseph Weah. So, can you tell me the reason why we voted for Weah is today is what we're saying?
gonna make your money for it. Why I'm gonna make your money for me? No, really. I got no, I don't go. Now people put us, if you know, we're gonna come in for that was so. We're gonna come in. Let us say I can rescue my hair. I got no, I don't go. I found my you know, one pot. But God is doing awesome. You can rescue for that was it. You say we are not doing nothing. But I want
This is it. We voted for Joseph Yoma Waka because we said that he could make a difference. He could make a difference. We betrayed the former President George Weah, and voted for Joseph Yoma Waka. So, can you tell me the reason why we voted for Yoma Waka is today is what we're saying?
I'm gonna make your money for it. Why I'm gonna make your money for me? No, really. I got no, I don't go. Now people put us, if you know, we're gonna come in for that was so. We're gonna come in. Let us say I can rescue my hair. I got no, I don't go. I found my you know, one pot. But God is doing awesome. You can rescue for that was it. You say we are not doing nothing. But I want
This is it.
You heard Darrell Dillon. Which kind of light are you talking about? The LED light or the jack-o'-lantern light? So people just go to the legislature to seek their personal interests, while vast majority of the people suffer. This has been happening for 177 years. When will our people break away from poverty? All of us should start pondering over this question. But we've been poor for 177 years, even though we have abundant natural resources. But when will we break away? You have a legislature. For example, we expose these people. You know, there are many reasons, too many mistakes. And the mistakes can be piling up. Then you be telling all your exercise patient, your way. Yeah, we will wait, but we have to check these mistakes. When the ship is singing and the captain is not listening to your suggestions to make sure to keep the ship afloat, you cannot sing along with the captain. You have to get off the ship and raise the alarm that the ship is sinking, captain. JMB has asked for time, but when you ask for time, you can't keep making mistakes. Asking for time at the same time you make one mistake. But when you ask for time, you can't keep making mistakes. JMB has asked for time, but when you ask for time, you can't keep making mistakes. JMB has asked for time, but when you ask for time, you can't keep making mistakes. JMB has asked for time, but when you ask for time, you can't keep making mistakes. JMB has asked for time, but when you ask for time, you can't keep making mistakes. Asking for time at the same time you make one mistake to another. Making one mistake to another.
Joseph Walker is an old, frail, and weak, born patriotic, questionable citizen. Joseph Walker is an old, frail, and weak, born patriotic, questionable citizen. Joseph Walker is an old, frail, and weak, born patriotic, questionable citizen. Joseph Walker is an old, frail, and weak, born patriotic, questionable citizen.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country and people are now seeing it as being right because their SAR is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
We are grateful to God Almighty, the creator and sustainer of the universe, who keeps watch over us in spite of our perfection, sins, iniquity, and transgression. He never turned his back, but pour out his grace and his providential presence upon us. He is ahead of us, behind us, on our two extremes. No reason. He is the God Almighty. Grateful to him. At 4 o'clock, Jerry Collie is in to talk all things Liberia politics, inside, outside. Before then, we look at some issues. The King's Cash giveaway, start playing. Dial star 79 and star 24 hash is 4,000 Liberian dollars. Play with $1 or 70 cents US, and then your 4,000, Monday 4,000, it's yours. Nathan Page from Nizo community, Nathan Bleb from Barcelona and Spain, Victor Dario, that's Benson Dario, Victor Do community, Robin Zipley, Ansu Coleman from the headquarters of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia, Moses Dennis, New Jersey, the United States, Roland Dario Toy from your end, CDC Success, Papi Keita, Otello Gatti, Batnersville Junction, Henry T. Toll, Caldwell, Edward Collet, University of Liberia, main campus. Yes, sir. Sharif. Yes, we are doing good. Good to have you on. Good to see you. Hope that you are faring well. Thank you so much. You are a very good sister. Yes, sir. Sharif. Thank you so much. Nana Koya, you are on from your end. Fremont Sylvester from Guinea Conakry, Stephen Yakadi, Lower Magibi County, Jack Foley from Breville Bible College, David Bowool from New Crew Town. That's no Harper City. Okay, Harper City, New Crew Town. All of the areas are similar with names. Morovia. David Williams, Colorado, the United States of America. Philip Nangbe. Yes, sure. That's Zoe Diamond from D4 or Connor 4. That's Dupo Road. Connor D4. Zangnale Intertv Center. Emmanuel Bro. Yes, you are on. Yes, certainly. We are back with God hovering us. We are back. Okay, all of you, Nathan Page from Nizo Community. Thank you all. Jackson C. Poning of Iron Factory Block B. There's Block 13 Intellectual Center alongside the chairman of the center, Romancio Latupan, Cannibal or Rico Forshot. You guys are on. Good to have you guys on. Hope that you are faring well. The down to F chairman, the only chairman that do not allow himself to be carried away by the things of the world, but rather a common chairman. That's good. Why other people will love aristocrat and bourgeois life, the chairman is down to earth. I will always acknowledge him because I see his life. Very common citizen. He is a die-hard Jowian. You don't go around him and say some awful things about Weah. There were you will see his real color. But anything short of that, then you people are on codes. It doesn't matter which party you support, but don't show disrespect to his leader. Otello Ramsey, you are on from Badnersville Junction. Okay. All of you great people. My Barcelona sister, Gian sister, Diana Davis. I hope that you are faring well. That's good. We are the champion. They're ready again. Madrid ready again. Vinicius Bar. They've bought one defender. Quakes Madrid Nassan from Beaumont. I think it's Beaumont Central defender. They're ready again. They quit to rush in buying BB names. Then they win nothing. So it's 4,000. We're giving out today. It's Monday. Monday is 4,000. So just know it. Monday is 4,000. Tuesday is 4,000. Wednesday 10,000. Thursday 10,000. Friday 10,000. So put that in your diary and say Monday I'll get 4,000. Tuesday I'll get 4,000. Wednesday I'll get 10,000, and on and on. When it's in your diary, that's one of the ways you can get it as fast as you can, because you know how many dollars you're getting on that day. You are to get it just by playing the *79 and *24 hatch. Play with $1 Liberian dollar or $1.50. Let's get started. Time is of the essence. At 4 o'clock, Jerry Collie is in. We'll talk all things Liberia vis-a-vis Joseph Yeman Boakai and the future of Liberia. But this caution, you are aware of the pronouncement that came from the National Public Health Institute of Liberia about the mpox. Let us not overlook anything about it. The scars of Ebola and COVID-19 still linger. Take the precaution as advised expressly by the National Public Health Institute. If you didn't experience Ebola and COVID-19, well, then you will overlook this. Why this may not have the magnitude of COVID-19 and Ebola, it also has its own way of spreading. I do not know whether it is contagious. Medically, I have no idea. I cannot tell you. But what I can say, we have good experience of diseases and how people have contracted and how it spread and how vast majority of the population got affected. It affected more millionaire, thousandaire, a minister, director, pastor, journalist, everybody. Medical crisis affects everybody. Military crisis affects everybody. Political crisis affects everybody. Just everything affects everybody It is indiscriminatory. Therefore, you have to be very cautious. Hence, let us do or take the caution or precaution so that you are on the safe side and you don't contract it. I do not know whether you can avoid shaking hand or hugging, the same principles or pieces of advice that were applied to COVID-19 and Ebola, but assume that you can do any one of those, but you have to avoid contact with people because you don't know right now who is who may be carrying the mpox virus. So just take the necessary precaution. That's all I can say to that. Yeah. Okay. So do the needful to save yourself. There's this wahala, misunderstanding, confusion between GVL and GVL is Golden Verilium Liberia Limited, where they occupy. We've been getting report which we are validating, going beyond, but this is safe to share with you that the atmosphere there not conducive. The people there are reportedly being ill-treated by the management. We've gotten report of harassment and ill treatment there. The people are seeking justice. They want justice because of the constant harassment and intimidation by both the company, Palm Theft Security, along with allegedly state security, national state security officers as ERU in Buta Administrative District. This is in Sino County, Southeast Liberia. GVL Palm Theft Security, along with state security, allegedly, they, according to the information, evaded Cheertown community, Cow Chiefdom Bao Administrative District, and this was on the holiday. When was the holiday? It was Wednesday, the 14th. Yes, and they have lived and continue to live in fear, harassment, intimidation, ill treatment. We managed to get, I think I can share one of the voices of those who feel that they've been used, they've been harassed, intimidated, ill-treated, just not getting the kind of treatment or that they ought to have. Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Okay, my name is Jerry Collie. I am the chairperson for this community, Cheertown community, Buta District, Kyo Chiefdom. It was on Wednesday, May 14, 2025, the Palm Theft Security of GVL and GVL Palm Theft Security, including the ERU, they came with a pickup into our community. They passed by our community small and they entered into the bush. When they entered into the bush, they passed through the bush, they went straight on our palm farm, our own community personal palm farm that we harvesting destilling our oil. When they went there, they met our maid that we're using to distill oil. And they took cutlass, they cut the rope. When they were cutting the rope, a lady called Anna Noah, she saw them and she ran there because the machine is for her. When she ran there, she said, "Oh, my people, you can't go. The people here, they're taking our machine." How the youth ran there. When the youth ran there, the youth took the machine to carry the machine to the house. When the youth took the machine to carry the machine to the house, the ERU guy, he got vexed. The ERU man is Prince, but I did not know his last name. And how he took off his gun and fired among the people. Okay. So when he fired among the people, this is how the grumble started. The people started grumbling that why people should do this. The noise was going on. Then the ERU, they sent for reinforcement on the camp. Okay. He came with the commander. When the commander came, he went on the palm.
What is in your hand?
That's the empty shell of the bullet.
Okay.
The gun that was fired by the ERU. Okay. This is the empty shell. Okay. So when the ERU commander came, when he went there, he told the ERU that you people are wrong. You people do not have the right to come on the people personal farm to arise them. So it's wrong. So he called the community people to give them best. But we refuse because this is not the first time for it to happen. They came here in February of this year, February 11. They came here to burn Mr. Tato's tier 10. They wasted his palm on his palm farm. He had his own palm farm. And they carried his tarpaulin, his stuff that he used. They brought a drum. And they carried his people barrel. Those children chased after him. They planted security, one of them by the name of Weah guy. They called him Codman 2. He took off his single barrel pistol to shoot those guys. When he took off the single barrel gun, those guys that had it hit his hand. And the single barrel round dropped. When it dropped, one of the youth called Nathaniel Solo, he took off the gunshot and brought it. He gave it to the town chief. And we called the paramount chief, Clarence Chief. They came on the case here. When the King Clarence Chief carried that gunshot, since he carried it, no redress. And they came here again in March. When they came here, they fought one guy by the name of Tibor Colowin. They bore his jaw. Tibor Colowin was all on Facebook, all around here. The commissioner came. He said he was going to invite GVF for her to look into the case. Since then, everything died down. So for this one, we don't want it to remain. We are asking the government, the civil society, for them to intervene. We need their intervention. And even we are asking the government of Liberia to take this ERU from this district. We don't need them here because they are embarrassing us terribly. The people been shooting, they shoot beyond corridor. We have the record. They shoot in Palestine. They went to Buddha Junction to Benedict Menawa place. They're shooting there. And they came in Chester, they shoot again. There is the empty bra. So we don't want it in our district. They should take them from here. Going very long, the Met Farm here, we have our own palm farm. But we invited the commissioner when he came. What the commissioner was telling us was we're supposed to register the palm farm. We're supposed to have GVA informed that we're harvesting palm before we can harvest our palm and face oil. See that kind of frustration talk. So for all, we need the intervention of the civil society. And we want the government to take the ERU from here. So
that's the voice of the chairman of Bator Chiefdom community or district, sharing his thought how it is. We bring you more of this as it unfolds, as we flow with the investigation. Let's talk Ali Clay's deception, the Imam. Yes. And then we talk Senator Snow's deception also. Liberian politicians are just cunning, just like, sorry to say, but as Satan is, you never depend on them. Don't ever depend on Liberian politicians. But even human being as a whole, what did God say? God who created everybody, he said the heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can discern it thereof except he, God alone? So you just can't trust anybody. Then you talk about the politicians. Very, very cunning. The politicians has one ultimate goal, their interest. and they have one bridge by which they use to accomplish that goal. The people, you. They see you as the stooge, the plebeian, the downtrodden, the one that they can just exploit to get what they want. So you are at the feet, you worship them, they look good, just like the people of Nebuchadnezzar's province will bow and worship him, except for the three Hebrew brothers. So the Islamic cleric try to beg the question or save face. It is a deception. Just so you know, at 4 o'clock, we talk with Jerry Collie. We go all things Liberian politics in and out, vis-a-vis the Unity Party government future, and we factor in the Congress for Democratic Change, see the possibility of coming back with this turning setback into comeback theory. And then the benefits, they have been crying for that ever so long. So this imam had come under criticism for doing nothing this time around. In the Weah's administration, we know him. He was very critical. He will move from Hatay Center to Hatay Center, from intellectual center to intellectual center. He will call news conferences, and then he won the support of the people. He won the support of some part of the international community. He got the recognition. Fast forward, Joseph Yamabwaka is in. He goes muted. He finds himself at the National Port Authority. He comes under heavy criticism from every quarters of the country. He was forced to come out some kind of way to say that he stayed critical of the government, that nobody believed him. The criticisms continue to pour like rain falling. Sorrowfully, he came out to say this, which in no rational person's mind will accept this. At the 30th anniversary of the National Muslim Council of Liberia, he goes there and then he called for the complete dissolution of the legislature. In his words, the legislature should be dissolved. How is that possible? He will brand or describe the legislature as national liability. In the meantime, when his boss man, Joseph Yamabwaka, was orchestrating from the first day the removal of Fonati Kofa and every other thing the majority bloc, even the unborn child knew that it was illegal. This imam would say absolutely nothing. He would not brand the national legislature as a national liability, a tragedy, that they have outlived their usefulness. He will not come up with those words, but rather they were enjoying the free flow, the intimidation, harassment, corner, threat, and everything on the former speaker. They were all muted. He comes now and telling us that the legislature is a useless branch of government. Can you imagine that? This is the Islamic, no disrespect to Islam. They are great Islamic leaders, but they are also cunning ones within Islam, just as there are cunning pastors within Christianity as well as good pastors in Christianity. It doesn't say a pastor who is showing signs of deception cannot be checkmated. This one is one of those. How in this time you say the national legislature is national liability, it has outlived its usefulness, it's more economical than fostering economic democratic participation, and on and on. That's what the Imam Sheikh Ali Krai would say. Then let's talk snow. We open the line. You have your say in the next few minutes. Then we turn to our guests. Last week, it was Unification. Unification Day was Wednesday, May 14. Wednesday, May 14. It was a national holiday by constitution, not by Boakai's call as a Christian. No, it was by the constitution. There, the president on that day said he placed a call to former presidents Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, George Weah, politicians Benini Ure, Alexander Cummings, religious institutions, the Liberia Council of Churches, the National Muslim Council of Liberia, and others. And that was a sign symbolically of reconciliation, reaching out, meaning that he was ready for reconciliation. Again, Mr. President got the latches of the people. You want to have a reminder.
Earlier today, played special goodwill telephone calls to former presidents Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and George Weah, as well as eminent national leaders Benini Wilfred Ure and Alexander Benedict Cummings. I also reached out to the Liberia Council of Churches and the National Muslim Council of Liberia, as well as the chairman of the National Council of Chiefs and Elders of Liberia. This is our own way of urging the spirit of unification and inclusion, assuring all that our doors remain open for any meaningful engagement that will help our hands in nation building.
Couple of hours after when we have identified Mr. President's error, and everybody criticized him except for his people within his perimeter that worship him just as the people will worship Nebuchadnezzar. The senator moved, or we saw on social media, Senator Snow at the president's house. And he said he was demonstrating unification. Here is the deception. These guys are very, very wicked to this country. Listen, until you can put on the senses that God gave you, use it wisely, you will be used, you will be fooled, you will be exploited. The guys are not concerned about you. They appear like they're concerned about you, but they aren't. Snow is a person, a senator of this country. If Snow wants to see Mr. President, it doesn't have to be negotiated. Why are these guys? You are a senator, representative, even a cabinet minister. A minister within Boakai's domain, the executive, will not need a negotiation to see Boakai. You just book the appointment. God has a way of exposing these guys. His own statement said that his meeting the president was negotiated by Yombli Kanga Lawrence, the pro tem, and the vice president Jeremiah Kuhn. You, as senator, a reputable person in this country, do you need a negotiation to see Boakai? Sam Andrews, I don't need anybody to front for me to see Boakai. If I want to see Boakai, I only need to go through the appropriate channel to put in, to book my reservation to see the president. I am saying it so you will understand the cunning that these people have. Snow has fed on every government, every president that came just like Kekura Koto. So he goes there because he was criticized for making a statement that he wished the government failed. Moreover, Lately he had been critical of Weah, so it had not gone down with Weah and his people, and they just say, okay, look, this man is critical of us. We need to do something. Mr. President, let's try and bring the man to you. The worship, people have to stop. This country will have to stop worshiping president. One of the reasons this country can grow, and that is a curse. Everybody sees the president as God in this country. When people don't see president, they think that they are nobody. When they are in the president's presence, they think that everything is okay with them. They have seen God and back to heaven. The president is just the first of equals. The president manages his branch. You people are the first branch of government by workings. You people are far above Mr. President. That is what you people can bring Mr. President to his knees. You people have the summoning right. You people can even move to impeach Mr. President, but Mr. President can impeach none of you. Mr. President can sanction none of you. The right the Constitution poured upon you people have dedicated it to the president. No reason why the president is inferior in this country. Listen to people in the past. Anything the president want would do it. This other man who is the speaker now, he said regime speaker. Anything the president want, it will pass. Any bill the president want, it will pass. When you're saying those things, you are saying that this person is the God. We worship this person. We will not take exception to anything this person says. We will just do as he wants. Senator Snow goes now. He has the recognition of, or he has the ear of Weah. He's dancing in Weah pool, and his tone has changed now. Listen, you're not going to hear anything extra from Snow in that Senate again. Once Yomblikanga Lawrence and Jeremiah Cohn negotiated his meeting to see Weah as if he is a God damn it, Liberian politicians, man. Must they negotiate for you to see president? You are a big ball. That president should be even fighting to see you. Go in other countries, see parliamentarians. See, when you see them, presidents are scared. They're sitting in president's presence, the president is afraid, and they think. When they get back, oh God. Look, listen, you sit down, these people will use you. They will exploit you. They will make you to feel that you're nothing. That is the reason why whole day you're at the house, you're at their gate begging for hand out. That's how they want it to be. Just to share that with you. Don't trust Liberian politicians. Will tell you. The same people you see blasting each other, criticizing each other. They go to the same restaurants, they enter the same place, they make telephone calls, they crack jokes, they enjoy themselves. They go and receive the envelope. I'm not saying that Snow received envelope from Weah, but I'm just telling you that's how human being is. God himself said it. Let's get to the line and take few calls. My guest is in. Time is of the essence. This man is very busy, so you want to make maximum use of his time. Let's go to the line and take few calls as quickly as we can. Keep playing the King's Cash giveaway. Dial star 799 star 24 hatch. Play with $1 or 70 cents US. That's all. And then you can have your 4K. Let's go to the line. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Dennis Dow, and I call you from Central Mauritius. Thank you very much for the topic on the discussion. Let me speak to the issue of Imakrai. Imakrai, see, I think the people, the religious people, the membership have to take some stand. You cannot have a tongue twisting person as a leader, a person who is cornered and deceitful. I think the Muslim community need to rise up and remove this man. You cannot have somebody who is practicing contrary according to your religion, and you're still happy parading himself to be the head of yours. Then I mean, anything he does will spread that cloud for the entire membership of the Muslim organization. I think you need to stand online and remove that man. And the next thing is the issue about Eddie Snow. My brother Sam, if you can imagine during the time of Eddie 2016, somewhere around there, Eddie Snowden was the one who was championing the cause of the APN terminal today that is punishing our people at the port there. Eddie Snowden, one of the big champions of that agreement.
Okay,
Chief. Use the same way by Manaseli to bring the demonic and satanic APN terminal.
Okay, sir.
So
Thank you.
They are.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Andrew.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, my name is Levi Sandy, and I'm calling the afternoon from Chicken Factory. Your first talking point about the issue of the GBS security is Steino and that of the ERU. I am a witness. Some of those times as villages he caught here and about firing, I was there when those things used to take place. I mean, anytime the ERU go somewhere for fan theft, they always fire and not fight and not good at that because I mean it is something for you to negotiate with the town people, but instead of taking government around and firing it to me, it's not necessary. But it's true. It's been happening there. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. When last you were there?
I left from there last year March, but I was spent 7 years within that area. I know the area you were talking about, I know all that area. That's why they put us history away.
So you were there very recently, March.
Yeah.
And what did you notice there?
I'm getting you clear.
What did you notice there?
Well, I say it is true. It used to happen anytime they go somewhere for fun theft, they will take their guns and start firing. It is true, but I said.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Thank you so much. Very shortly, we turn to our guest, Jerry Collie. He's already in. Just few calls, and then we can shift. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
This is Frank G. I'm calling from Household City.
Let's hear you.
I call you on the same show that even when I say, oh, Snow went to meet Bugger, I said, look, Snow went down there to tell Bugger, I said, set up a way so that you can meet with former president. We are all Snow went to the section. We know Snow after the two corner and croquet. That gentleman, he always lay on the side of the president to gain relevance. Then he's sitting there saying 2029 want to become president. But Snow 2029 will watch us see you on the ballot. Thank you.
Well, the mayor has not announced his intention to contest the 2029 election.
I listened to Snow on phone on numerous occasions. I'm telling you.
You don't want him to be president?
You don't say he want to become president. I tell you seriously. And now that
you don't want him to be president? You don't want him to be president? Okay, Chief.
Call All
right, thank you, sir.
Example, somebody that you call that was on the show.
Chief, my man, the question I'm asking you, you answer. You don't want the man to be president?
My man, they will come on in hot water, don't get in hot boy. I mean, the criminal that is president of
okay,
the
Chief.
country.
Thank you.
Mistake, some like many, old particular guy who sense of reasoning president who agree with that thing again.
Okay, Chief.
Andrew.
Thank you. Thank you for calling. Thank you all. Let's take this break. Liberty Fortune, Squash and Win, is proud to be associated with Real Talk.
It's your bonario, Sibiri Bila Patala. Liberty Fortune Company is here for every one of us. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune Scratch and Win. They will make you get a copper. Hey, yeah. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune Scratch and Win. They will make you get a copper. Hey, yeah. So let me see your hands up for Liberty. I say we are a big Pafate. I say we are a big Pafate. Let me see your hands up for Liberty. I say we are a big Pafate. I say we are a big Pafate. You can play with your $1 US or equivalent 200. Simple mathematics. When you buy a Liberty, you win your money straight. Liberty Fortune Scratch and Win game, make it easy. Just go to any scratch card booth and you ask for Liberty. You buy a card, then you pay. Stand a chance to win. You can win up to 10,000 US. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune Scratch and Win. They will make it a get a copper. Hey, yeah. If you wanna get money easy, buy a liberty fortune scratch card. Scratch and win, they will make it a guy a kappa. Hey, yeah. Yeah, that game the people bring. You help you to pay your children's school fee. Ah, yeah. So come and play a game. You know that game the people bring. You help you to pay your car repair. Ah, yeah. So come and we your money. It's not that game the people bring. You help to improve your business. Ah, yeah. So come and play a game. It's not that game the people bring. You have to pay your fine hustle. Ah, yeah. So come and we if you wanna get money easy, buy a liberty fortune scratch card. Scratch and win, they will make it a day a kappa. Hey, yeah. If you wanna get money easy, buy a liberty fortune scratch. So come and we your money. It's all that game the people bring. You have to improve your business. Ah, yeah. So come and play a game. It's all that game the people bring. You have to pay your fine hustle. Ah, yeah. So come and we if you wanna get money easy, buy a liberty fortune scratch card. Scratch and win, they will make it a day a kappa. Hey, yeah. If you wanna get money easy, buy a liberty fortune scratch card. Scratch and win, they will make it a day a kappa. Hey, yeah. So let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we are a big poverty. Poverty. I say we are a big poverty. Let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we are a big poverty. Poverty. I say we are a big poverty. So let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we are a big poverty.
Yes, kick poverty by just squashing. When you squash, you win. It's 10K, 10,000, and even more than that. Time is of the essence. Let's get started. My guest is in. He is Liberian politician and security expert Jerry Collie. I'm pleased to have him on the show. We going to talk all things Liberian politics vis-a-vis the Weah administration, those events that are folded within what it is now, the future. And we'll also move within their own situation. We close on that note. Let me say good afternoon. Thank you for accepting our invite. Jerry Collie, welcome to Real Talk on Kings 88.5.
Thank you very much.
You want to come again?
Well, I said thank you very much. I appreciate inviting, Liberians, for all of us. We need to make our contribution when it comes to politics and the governing systems for our country. All we need is to tell all Liberians to get glued to the radio to listen to our discussions this afternoon. So when we make sense, but let me talk my own. Let it talk their own by calling it and be part of the show.
Sure, that's intellectualism.
Yeah.
What's your observation, or let me ask you, how you been feeling? You've been off for a while now. You haven't been involved politically as you have always been engaged. You've been off the political scene. Why?
No, I'm not being off. It's just that I have not been in your institutions to make some political analysis. But other institutions have been inviting me, and we'll go there. We make our contributions, go on the social media, we make our contributions, and to our people, those who following us to know the sense of it and the nonsense we say. But I think in Liberia, as a politician, I will not close my mouth. If the government perform perfectly in the interest of the Liberian people, I'm there to make sure to praise the government and encourage government to demonstrate that obligations to the Liberian people. When government does wrong, I also need to put a foot on the fire to change the governing system and make sure that the Liberian people hail them for the function. That will be better, and we appreciate that time. Maybe we'll be thinking bringing it back to governance. But I think if it don't function well, we need to tell them, and every sector need to tell them so that come 2029 we can ask them please excuse and
From
let somebody be.
from the last time you were here
Yeah.
to this time, has anything changed the government?
Well, there are a lot of things changing. Some negatively, positively. There are changes. Let's look at the unforeseen circumstances surrounding our Capitol building. I think that building was constructed, if I'm not mistaken, stand to be corrected, in 1950. And those representatives elected at the time were there. They were very peaceful and were thinking on as to what to do to get Liberia on par with other countries around the world. For that, people like Edwin Dond managed to say, look, I think we need to write our foreign policies to see as to how our foreign assistance or investment can carry on their activities in our country, and we should have the direct link to a ministry called foreign department of our country. Unfortunately, after writing that policy in 1970, in 1944, and in 1970, Tubman died. When Tubman died, Tubman took over. I have done a lot of research. I have not seen that policy. So our foreign policy and investment is not going the right directions. That's one phase that I thought that this government could be a critical government to ask those educated guys to come and do foreign policy so that investor can come and follow that policy so that we can develop Liberia. That's one phase. Now, you see the Capitol building. The fire burned at the Capitol building. God, every Liberian worry as to why it should happen and the crisis that were there. But one thing to summarize on that crisis, I want to appreciate, former Speaker Kofa for the decisions and the step he took as a leader to stand and tell the Liberian people, hey, this country, a country of law, not country of man. On the other hand, information passed around a time. People say, oh, the justices at the Supreme Court are receiving brand envelope, to turn the case in the interest of the so-called majority bloc. Our own Voice of Liberia, and I say I challenge the Supreme Court judges to turn that case decisions in the interest of the people. And I make particular reference to Just Basic. I said Just Basic, a man of character who Liberian think he stand for his character. He cannot market his character in Majua market to Gabriel Tucker Bridge any day. He cannot do that to take money to come up with a ruling that he has said autovirus is illegal. To turn it around, Kofi Una saying, look, Liberian people like Majua, Makema, Malopo, Mayama, who is down the line, the definition of autovirus that you don't know, we want to know the meaning clearly as to what's happening. Because the Minister of Justice says, anyway, in the interest of the majority bloc, the president said, I think he can work with the majority bloc. And the majority bloc said they had it right. The minority said, look, let me tell you something. We're going back to the law. Let the law interpret it clearly so we can know whether you're right or wrong. What we think is going on is you are on the wrong path. So we can do all we can to tell you as a people, group of lawmaker, that you guys are wrong, and they went for it. Then the justices were in the chamber. They came down to tell the Liberian people the majority black were doing illegal business, unconstitutional business. So they are sitting out there. Everything they did, it was highly criminal. Now, when that ruling came up, they condemned it.
Fast forward, everything is over now. COFA is off. You want to talk post-COFA, the impact, the effect of post-COFA, resign COFA?
Yeah, we're saying, we talk about it because we want the people to know this country is a country of law. Everything's over because within that rule, they say they can have election within 72 hours. So even the same day COFA resign, the unfortunate situation is the man who say you're a regime speaker. You're a speaker now. He can make critical decisions. All the security and the facility of the speaker, everything he enjoy in the COFA, no more enjoy it. Why he resign?
Did he resign?
Yeah, oh yeah. He resigned.
How did he resign? If you know that.
He resigned. We didn't hear from another social media.
But he wasn't a speaker to resign. But you just said nothing legitimate was associated with him. So
he did not even give a letter to the signing of the order to resign.
So has COFA's resignation resolved the conflict? Everything is over.
But I think everything is over. But then let's see the functions of government, whether it will change. It should not be more corrupt than before, because if you try to follow the field day, Rich's Kun, what I think illegally, his activities in the place there was not in place. So he resigned because he wanted peace in Liberia, and it was the right time because the law say the people were doing illegal business. Except they were doing illegal business. Let me resign. Let the Liberian people know. Then he will say he's speaker. He said we're going through elections. You are speaker. If I was the one, I will not go through election. I insist that I'm a speaker. I'm a legitimate speaker. I will not go through election. But he knew that the law is the law, so he agreed to go through election.
That's what Richard Kun should have done. Stay on as legitimate since he had claimed to be legitimate.
Fine. He did not do that. And unfortunately for us, the president on an oath said he want to do business with the quorum, with the side that got quorum. What do you mean by that? When the Lord, there is 3 departments in government. The first department of government is the legislative department of government. The second department of government is the executive department of government. The third department is the judicial department of government. They collaborate, coordinate for the functions in the interest of the people. That branch of government say, these people were not doing the right thing. Yes, they got corrupt. Power they were not right. I think in my own right mind, as a politician, the president will take the first step by saying, I accept the decisions, we will work with it and live with it. If there will be any opposing force, let it go under the gavel of COFA and sit down there and proffer emotions and ask him to recuse himself from over the sessions so that they can move him from power. But the president did not do that. He fight the facility or the enjoyment of the speaker were not turned over back to him. If I were the president, I would take all the security back to Speaker COFA. Immediately the Supreme Court came over that decision, and all the immunity that he belonged to him, be given to him. From there, if you got problem, go to instead of honor COFA gavel and do the business and the Liberian people business. You don't have confidence in him, sit down and tell him we don't want you anymore.
So with that, I'm sensing that the president did not know what he meant, what he was saying when he said he will work with the quorum, and then a couple of weeks after there is election in the House of Representatives. Then why did he say he will work with the quorum?
How can you say the president did not know what he was saying? The president know what he was saying. The president functions with a lot of advisors. The minister of state is there. The technical advisor on political matter is there. Then you got this, the national security advisor. You got so many people working around the president. Before the president come out to talk, he might have had sections. And the advisor that will get him, and he will not think critically and come up publicly and say anything, then that means that what the president say. You don't change that, brother. The president should be somebody who think critically to make decision for the country. So the president wake up tomorrow morning, somebody say somebody fire gun to Grand Julia Bowler there to Africa Bowler. The president wake up in the morning and say all Bowler around the Africa Bell they're close and we send our military to fire at the people. You think say it will be good for the country? No. The president must speak in the interest of the state that will bring peace and stability to the Liberian people while we enjoy the fragile peace. In our other country, long time, their country have been in serious conflict. High level political conflict, economic and conflict. But we thank God for the Liberian people being tired with armed struggle and the conflict that derailed our fragile peace. But what happened to us? That means
Kofa's resignation prevented a potential conflict.
Of course. Good. Exactly. Kofa could demand, although he managed to him before he resigned. He said, let me get back all my security. If I will resign, I resign. But he said, look, what that security, what I will enjoy what the people sit down with me, I resign. All I wanted is to show to the Liberian people, there's a country of law, not country of man. And that's what we underscore that. That was a congratulations to the Supreme Court. Congratulations to Kofa.
Of the legislature or House of Representative politics to the executive politics, what is your observation? What can you say of Joseph Yeman Boakai leading of the country over the period you have been observing?
I'm a little bit confused. This is 1 year, Sambona. Government are not carrying on complete structuring of this administration. There are agencies that don't have director, HROs are still functioning there. There are institutions like BS Mountain. Government had an agreement with them to implement certain things within 3 years. Only later than a few days, the government of Liberia telling people that all of their obligations have failed in 3 years' time. So you tell me government is not checking on concession company or contract signed between government of Liberia and all our investors as to whether they're implementing their portion of the agreement. But government sit down, they extract all of our resources and take it all of this country. And you say 3 years, you're not checking on the people, whether they building school, whether they got hospital, whether they got clinic, whether they maintaining our roads. While you sit down, 3 perpetual year. What type of functions is that?
But this government has not gone 3 years, 1 year, 5 or 6 months.
Before government is continuing with it. Before a government signed an agreement.
But they say they will build 100 schools. That is already out. The information is out to build 100 schools. That will be followed by hospitals and other.
After looting our country for 3 years. That now you ready. You know how many $1 billion have been extracted? So what we need to do now is, if I were the president of the country, close down the company and make sure all the equipment remain here, and make sure the managing director of the company remain in Liberia, not to leave this country until they can implement all those things that they promised to do.
They shut down Bao Chico mining company.
Shutting it down and leaving the people to go is a very big mistake. The company already stole from you. You allow them to go. So what the benefit?
Is Boubacar putting leadership into, or is he leading the country on the right path?
Well, for me, there are a lot of error. There are a lot of administrative error. Boubacar said, when I take over the country, children will not be in the street. Children are in the street more than ever before. President Boubacar said, hey, I will make sure the security of our country will be tightened. Anybody who found there around the street, the perpetrator will be brought to book. Bodies have been found all over Liberia. The perpetrator have not been brought to book. Even in my own country, Bonkande. Few days ago, I was in Bonkande. A body was found in a taxi on Phoebe compound. We yet listened to the police to bring the perpetrator to book. The following day, at Ganta parking with the police station, a body was found, unknown body was found around there. Tell me what is going on in the country. So that aspect is 0%. The children 0%. Boubacar said, low market women, you have struggled and suffer. I think under our administration, we will make sure we prioritize your interest. No more business. So frozen food on the market. Ratting, commerce is not doing anything about it. So where are we? Where are we? The road network, beautiful. And the project was there. The agreement was there. They implemented. That's a government responsibility because government is continuing with it. So we can grade you for that. Government that take over another government should be created and create an avenue for the citizen to feed the empire of their governance.
Are you saying that this government has not created anything of its own?
I'm not saying it. Renovating all market structure and dedicating it, I don't think it's important. JFK, you say there's medicine, but no bed there. If you go there right now in the ER, you see people sitting on there in chair, they got drip on them. Other medical institution, they don't have drugs. Even the very Phoebe hospital in Bon County. A government schools are getting more expensive than a private school. You say no graduation gone, but you'll tell you say pay on the $5 for your child to graduate in the private school, in the public school. Where are we? Look, these are common things that the government need to do for the Liberian people to heal these administrations. We should have free education system in this country and comparing parents to send their children to school. I think that would be the best. Therefore, to provide subsidy for private school and having control over the system that they carry on there. But you will see the private school will go buy size 24 pieces for $1,000. They sell one piece for $5. They sell one piece for $7.50. If you get two children, you must pay $15. Or it's equivalent. So where are we going?
The exchange rate, the argument now that the government, the Unity Party government, is justifying the increment or the rise in the exchange rate becomes in the CDC government it was the same. Does that make sense? Should that be?
It's senseless. Why we should make change? It's senseless and meaningless. Anybody who said that thing on the radio, you must be out of your mind. Because you change for better, you don't change for worse. You don't change for statics. It's a change. My hair is white. I change it, I need to darken it to black. It shows different color. That's what you call change. But you got the situations you met on the ground, you make it worse than before. Burger rate is $3,500. LD. Weah administrations, it was $3,150. So that $350 different. Some places, $3,100. I'm in the market. The exchange rate today, because the money changer had to make profits, they will tell you that it's 8. And if they have to take it to the businessman will buy a 202. Because the money changer receive the money on the street more than the man who in the store. And the store owner wanted to make market. But it's not affecting nobody. It's not affecting the business community at all.
Who is it affecting?
It's affecting the consumer. We, the consumer. It's affecting us. And in fact, if you look at the business sector in our country, no businessman is paying taxes to the Liberian people. No businessman is paying taxes to the Liberian people. Because if you brought a telephone and you sell it here, and then maybe you had to pay a tariff of $1, and the man bought it for $5, the man going to sell it for $7. The $1 you took from him, all the expenditures went up to $5, and he come here, he tend to pay $1. The man go and sell it for $8. He got $2 profits. So all of his expenditure go on the consumer. And the Ministry of Commerce is not regulating price or prices. So if you find a burger rest here for $3,500, the level who you go to Grand Chile, you will find it there for $4,800. So Ministry of Commerce is not working. But it should be like if you find a burger right here, $3,500 in Grand Chile, it should be $3,500.
But you know, with several factors existing, that it wouldn't be possible to have a synchronized price or the price the same.
Why you think? Because if you got broken economics, you had it like that. We should buy burger rate in Monrovia $16. In Buncande $16. In Swatry $16. In Maryland $16. What was happening? And he said the government was corrupt. That's why you brought war. Send the insertions of our Liberian civil crisis. Nothing has changed positively in the interest of the Liberian people, besides the few handful of people who rebel against the state and are in power, looting the country. Tell me, how do you want the stable prices in the country when you got broken economics? You have chicken soup factory here. You no more have it. You have glass factory here. You no more have it. You got iron ore production company here, so-called iron ore production company. It's so expensive on the market than any other country in the world. And we're producing it here. How can a poor man even build a house? In fact, the facing soft standard steel raw. When you put it in the building, it stay in the building, it get rusty.
The exchange rate, you see the government working on it? You think they can do anything to bring it down? Because, as you rightly said, it's having a serious impact on the consumer. Now, the finance minister before the situation said it is the normal flow. It fluctuates.
But if you have economic crisis, you got no stability in your rates. Let me tell you, those let us produce our own money. He started with the coins. People started to complain down the line that the coins were tearing people's trouser pocket and other things. He said, okay, since that's the case, let's bring our JJ, let's bring JJ note, $5. And that money will value 1 to 1. You go somewhere, when you pay $1 for something, they give you $4 change. Right? It will value 1 to 1 up to 1990, 1991. When Amos Sawyer took over this country, criminal Amos Sawyer, he took over this country and illegally changed our currency to Rival Band note, to Liberty Band note. Then that Liberty Band note reduced our economy to zero balance, making the money 1991, 92, 2 to 1, and escalated and went all the way to 40 to 1 when Charles Taylor became president. When Charles Taylor became president, 41 was the highest. Whenever the race wanted to pass 41, the president will come up and warn the business community. So we had stable price on the market during Charles Taylor administration. When President Salih took over, the race rise from 41 to 1882. Consistently or persistently went up to 200. So it been dangling between 200 to 198, 200, 198, 196, 200, 196, 195. It been dangling all through. But you say, George Weah were not educated. All of his followers were criminal. We Liberian, we agree. We say, okay. We got there 40 years, so-called 40-year experience old man. And if you stay in government for 40 years, you must be creative in activities. What the creativities that this government is showing us to govern this country to the expectation of the citizen. Look, I tell you what, if you want to serve as a journalist in the country, check how many young people are dying in this country and getting eye problem, hernias as well on the motorcycles. How many college students? How many college students? How many high school graduates on the motorcycle dying on a daily basis? What a job opportunity. Let me tell you something. If we have a good president who want to govern this country to the expectation of the people, you will have all the young people in the street having something to do, and you're able to pay them $300 United States per month.
Is Boca not governing right?
No. No security. We cried yesterday, no security. People were dying in the street in cars. We said the government were not doing well. People are dying in car. People are not doing well. No job opportunity for the young people, and the jobs are there.
But the president said that they will create 10,000 jobs, 10,000 in IT, 10,000 generally.
My brother, it's small for the country. If you check,
have you any idea as to the creation of those 10,000 jobs?
You can create 60,000 jobs in one sector of the country.
Has the government, have you any idea that the government, the Unity Party government on the Boga, has fulfilled the creation of the 10,000 jobs promised?
Also, you tell me because you on top of information. You are journalist.
You are also following the event, just as the journalists following the event.
The one I'm following, I have not experienced that 10,000 jobs have been created for young people. Why small? Why you call 10,000 jobs? You should be saying 30,000 jobs for fire service. Only fire service.
30,000?
30,000 fire service across the country.
How can you create 30,000 jobs? What's the duration? You're going 1 year? You can create 30,000 jobs in 1 year?
You create more than 90,000 jobs in 1 year.
How you do that?
So the fire service need to be 5,000 fire service and have a department in every county in the Republic of Liberia. Fire service headquarters will be in the capital city of a county. Lord use one county, Grand Bass as a case study. In Buchanan, you should have a fire service depot. 5,000 men there. Immigration should be having 10,000 men. In Liberia, in every county's border, you should be having more than 60,000 military personnel. Calculate, see the number. The army make the soldier man. The soldier man will make the army.
So if the man's a high school dropout and you want to send him, he has joined the army, you send to the agriculture battalion. That man can produce ginger, pepper, okra on the liberal market for smarting, and more money go in the government cover that you're able to pay each elements of the military $300 US. Of course, yes. And then you those are educated, send them to engineer department. Your soldier cannot produce one eyeglass, and I'm talking about firing one light bullet. Go to Nigeria. Nigerians are producing their own arm. The LAR, they run everything.
The military.
The military. And they come here to take the resources for here to produce the arm. We gotta say here that you can make gunpowder and many other things to produce rocket. We could call our partner to come and train our soldier in those directions. We need no foreign investor to come here to carry on engineering activities beside the military on the various roles.
So simply put, the president did not create or did not fulfill the promise of 10,000 jobs for the people, 10,000 IT.
I don't know. I'm not seeing it.
Let's move to the next category, corruption. What's your observation? Has the government clamped down on corruption?
Corruption is high. Corruption is high, and the way to fight it is not to suspend the president, let them go. The Minister of Justice is responsible to put all corrupt official past and present feet on the fire. If I need just not no bones at the way it might be, you will be accused of stealing $10 million from somewhere. That's an education against you. The Minister of Justice pick you up through the police, incarcerate you, start to investigate. From there, you go to court. But I don't say you are suspended, go and sit down.
Is that leadership?
No, poor one. But you just doing pay back. You're not running government. You're running I don't know what shape. I don't know what that dictatorship. You're running self-interest business. It's not government. Because a government needs to be very critical and harsh on those corrupt officials, people who mismanage public fund. You let them go.
Their reputation is at stake. If they are accused and you just suspend them and you're not fast tracking the investigation, it borders on their reputation and security.
But they know they are the one who involved, so they will not even be asking the government to make assignment or to follow the case. So they sit and inquire. If this guy want poor girl or boy who from nowhere made him minister and he told $4 million or $1 million, he put in a house in a family to settle for 6 years. So he said, you are suspended. He said, okay, let me go sit down. I got it, the thing I want, I got it already. Let me be making my small business that will bring income for my family and myself to sustain ourselves.
Is
that how you run the country?
Did you expect that the men with vast experience will stoop so low to just suspending? You go and pay off. You go.
I don't know what they call pay off in government.
Like what they did, the central bank.
There are a lot of sticky issues at that stand-up central bank. There are certain things when you do as a leader and you don't want to be exposed, you will play certain tactics to cover you. How would I fire you and tell you to go and get you pay? They want to dismiss, they disbanded the entire AFL, they not get them suffering benefit will cry here, nothing came out of it. Then those who work at the bank, they are more Liberian than us. It's just like you are a leader here, and 10,000 naira came here for a project, and you took 2,000 naira from there, you pass it on to your honor man, he will take 1,000 naira from there. Why will you say? So when Central Bank, the government took over, the government took some money from Central Bank. If I'm making a mistake, $8 million. You saw spoon striking on it. And to get the $8 million account, Government now wants central bank to be audited. If it's central bank have been audited, then of course, Lord know the fighters, the where is the audit report, and where how far the case come. You can't just say, hey, tomorrow Liberian people back around will be $10, to daybreak $11, then you can see no result. Then you say you govern us? No. President Buaka needs to stand on his feet to govern this country.
He's not governing?
Not well. He governing not well. He governing not well.
That would mean
just look at the right here.
That would mean that he is the president, but it seems he's not in charge. He's not the one cutting the shot.
But he got plenty of cook in the kitchen, cooking one soup, and everybody want to get their own flavor, their own taste. So plenty of people surrounding Joseph Boakai want to gain favor, and the nepotism in this government is too much.
You sense that?
Sure. My brother had to go this place. My sister had to go this place. And President Boakai does not know them. He will agree because he worked with them. And he do the appointment. At the end of the day, people steal. But if you made a recommendation, we will be judging you and even dismissing you.
And it was one of the weapons they used against the CDC government during the campaign.
Oh, of course. There was a change. So where is the change?
Let's move.
But I got a message for them.
What is that message?
2029 coming.
What will happen in 2029? You will contest? You announce your intention?
Where at the prepared time you were here, but I always contesting. You don't know that?
You already contesting?
I was always contesting. From Ellington 2011 up to the current election, I contested.
The country does not know you.
Who says so?
That's why you have not.
No, the community that we win regretting.
Why?
Because they made the wrong decisions. And I told them, there are leaders in my country who are fighting me.
What would you have done different? Assume you were elected.
I will not depend on government budget here. I'm a critical man. I'm talented. I will do connectivity. Look, when you are being elected in position, you are being connected. It depends on your movement.
Boakai does not have the connection?
I don't know. Because I'm not Boakai.
You think he has?
I say I don't know. If he has, I'm not seeing result. What happened with the yellow machine? What happened with the yellow machine? Where are they?
They say it is still.
Still what?
It
was coming in 2 weeks. They were coming in 1 month. But the president himself lied on an oath.
How did he lie on an oath?
The president told the Liberian people that are his best friend and will identify with his government. 1-2 days after that, he said they were discussing and reaching to the legislature. Is that how president speak? Tell me. When people were jubilating here, the yellow machine coming, you radio stations will listen to all of you guys. The process was not easy because 16 or 15 pieces going to one country. Where are they? You don't make false statement as a leader to your people. Don't look at the labor of Burkina Faso. In less than 3 years, Burkina Faso has changed. But the Burkina Bees accept they are the security for Abraham Traore. You know why? He moved freely. Come on. You know why? Even though he got a heavy security, but the citizens themselves provide security for him. Because there are certain things that they had not seen the existence of that country. They are not seeing it. That's why you call change. Yeah, he took over military violence. But he proving himself more democratic than the people who are elected. You don't see the military methodology to run government and see the mere politician by nature.
Called Boakai.
No, everybody. Nobody going to bring investor in this country that he will not be shareholder of for the country, for the young people to get job opportunity. If I were elected, I will not be looking at the country here. I will be going up there to bring investors to create job opportunity for the Liberian people.
But have investors not coming? They say investors are coming into the country.
What you say?
That's what they say.
If investors coming, what is job opportunity? You got a lot of young people killing themselves every day on a motorcycle. Nobody is training anybody in this country.
Investors are not coming under this government.
I'm not saying them.
If they are not coming, why you think they are not?
But there are a lot of factors. We all fought war in the sub-region. Africa felt pieces of our war. Guinea felt pieces of our war. Salon felt pieces of our war. Salon on Cressy was short time but more terrible than us. But go to Salon now and look at the military. There are a lot of equipment. In fact, the soldiers have been well taken care of. But look at our military. No equipment. You don't see them patrolling.
That what will discourage or prevent the investors from coming into the country?
Open to now, you will see. And you will come here tomorrow, you see the equipment here, you will know. So if you get $1 million, the country is vulnerable, and then you bring $1 million wasting in the country.
Simply,
you will have criminal investors interested in Liberia to lose because there's no accountability. They're exploiting our people. Metal, or how you might call them. The country is in the hands of foreigners. Liberia is not in the hands of the Liberian people. This country is in the hands of foreigners, and they're taking our money from here to carry on in the country to develop the country while Liberians are suffering.
So insecurity is right under this government, which is discouraging investors from coming in.
Of course. Even past government. All people who did illegal business to pass government, I thought we thought government campaign about it. They go and change the entire process and make sure that we got things are right and people like people feeling the presence of this government.
Let's move on to the next sector, the drug sector.
How can you fight the drugs? Is that a way to get DEA functioning adequately? You must first of all tighten the bullet points. DA number, the strength in the country, and not even 5,000. Because the army is not 5,000 men and women. The army is less than that. The DA prisoner are just masquerading. Because there is no proper planning as to how to track down the drugs. And the fight of drugs is not lies on one department of the security. It's a joint security work. We agree that a department are responsible to do preliminary investigation before prosecution, but their department need to live with all of the security sectors.
Has this government eradicated drugs of all kinds?
What?
To a greater extent than what they said?
My man, I can tell you for free, my brother. I can tell you for free. Even if you take the government from heaven, you bring it down, they cannot eradicate drugs. They will not even minimize it.
Yes, sorry, that's the right word, minimize.
They cannot minimize it before you say eradicate. The drugs will enter their country on a daily basis. And one of the major things is,
but it was presented, Mr. Collie, hold on. It was presented the way they presented it, like they had all of the solutions that this country was never going to experience drugs of all kinds. The young people were raided, or they were not going to be taking drugs. Everything was just going to be off.
that was President Weah's expectations. But the tools to use to carry on the mission for him, he doesn't know them. And people who are making recommendations, the people who they recommend are say interest, they cannot fight the drugs because then they cannot plan. It's the security need planning. To track down criminal, you must plan.
Is there a difference?
Look at the country. You don't have a joint security. The nomenclature, quote unquote, joint security is there. Like a few days ago, I saw immigration for fire service. I saw the AFL. I saw the DA. I saw the patrol. They said that joint security. That's not how you can do joint security operation. Don't fool the people. Security the exact sign.
Is there a difference in age? They will argue that between 60 to 70% of the young people were being drugged by the George Weah administration.
To do what?
Fast forward, do we see young people, or are young people not taking in drugs? They're not being drugs. The ones who are taking the drugs are the older ones?
The young people are more than the older one. Because we in the street. The future of this country with the rate free.
So what they brought against CDC government, they
could not fight. CDC government were not drugging people, but drugs were coming into the country. Not agree the fact that drugs were coming in the country and the young people were involved in it. Now you say that because you say let us change this government to make drug is public enemy for all the fight. What a mechanism you put into place?
And the number or the rate has increased.
Has increased more than before. In the dark, in the day, I am a security night workup. I go to those guys. I see them. They call me Brother B. I look at them so I cancel them.
Brother B?
Yeah,
why they call you Brother B?
Because they big brother now. They want to come.
Oh, okay.
Big brother.
Oh yeah.
They say Brother B. How you doing?
And, okay,
but that our children though. That our children.
Yeah.
That our children. Our children are sleeping in the street. No exceptions. Our children are sleeping in the street. Our children are sleeping in the street. All over the marketplaces. What mechanism are we putting into place to get them out of the street? And they are very useful. Like I was talking to one of them, he said my name picking. Just last night. What happened? You came to arrest me? I don't know. You can't come to spy me. Come in, sir. Picking, sir. Big brother, I'm a high school graduate. But when I graduated from high school, if I want in high school, then one of my friends put me in the thing. But the thing is looking like demolished stuff. How can I come up from it? And you cannot take the drugs from the people while they are in the street. You carry them somewhere, you say, let people be there for 2 months. After 2 months, you let them go. And if you should carry them, right there, why the security want to arrest me? Let her come. Who asked him for Jerry Collie?
No, go
ahead.
No, nobody asking.
Hey. We don't afraid of arrest.
Arrest for what?
We gotta say the truth.
Yeah.
If you want to take the children from the street, the first thing you can do, you prepare a camp for them.
Okay.
In that camp, you might have a escape program there.
Let's talk the last two categories. Then we get to your situation, and then we open the line. Press freedom, freedom of assembly, vis-a-vis protest. Is this government open to that?
But government should be open to it. Every citizen got a right, under the law, under the Constitution, to assemble peacefully, and disassemble peacefully. So you must do the right thing. petition your leader, the ill in the society. Maybe he say raise price high. Maybe he say the people money they save from our own source and selling one blade to offer 25. How can we build a house? So that you say the people are packaging our blessing into plastic and carrying it to China to make weapon all that. Hey, where we are? Is any lawmaker talking about that? We are saying we come in the street peacefully, the security protect us, and then we petition our government to change from this way to our way.
What do you make of the pending July 17th protest?
I'm not part of it, and I cannot be part of it.
What do you make? The question did not say you are part. Your observation.
Well, that's what I said. Under the law, people got a right to protest. But you should do it peacefully. I don't think you need permit for that. If you say I want to demonstrate, demonstration is different from protesting. Demonstrations, it may cause some insecurity, some instability for the country. Then you ask for permit. But we're protesting to give our petition to our leader. The government should provide security for that. And for that coming, you say July 17 demonstrations. I don't know why are they demonstrating. I don't know who are those leaders behind it.
But
I got one political leader.
But it is their right.
It is their right.
Under the law.
It is their right.
Just as this government protested in the past.
Wait, we cannot do no comparative analysis. Where this government contested before, or did not protested before, or did not protest. It is a right of another government or opposition to protest if there is no good governance. So whether you did, you don't do, nobody care for that.
The law provides,
so you can't say
the law provides that you give them the right.
You give them the right. You can't say because Weah yesterday under his administration the rate was 200. So it is a right of our government to also accept the rate to be 200. So I think the protester had a right to protest, but they had to do it peacefully. In the absence of peace, that how government come in.
But the government should not deny them.
No, government should not deny them.
It is a fundamental right.
If government try to deny them, then government is trying to create the avenue of confrontation because the citizen made the government. We elected the government. Look, I went to support Alexander Cummings. When I went to support him, I supported him with all my might. But after we lost the election, the first round, our political leader said, "Go your way." As a citizen, I went my way, and I voted for Buaka. I personally voted for Buaka. I voted for reason that President Buaka is not old. He don't get time for anything that he will say tomorrow I'm coming back, but he get time to make sure to do the right thing for the Liberian people.
Okay.
That was my thinking. Unfortunately, my thinking had turned negatively today.
He failed you.
He failed me in my thinking.
And failed miserably.
I cannot use all the adjectives you think of, but I think he has failed for the short period of time.
Can this government make a comeback?
Can the government can do a comeback?
They have the blueprint for that?
They have to fund it. There are a lot of educated people in the government or PhD degree holder. They want that one. It will all have PhD running the country that PhD holder. Then I think Nigeria will not be suffering.
It will be all PhD.
All PhD holders are planted in the country here. The master degree holders are planted in the country here. But who got Westons? Now, let me tell you something before you go to the land. One of the things that had taken me back, my discipline, I did political science. The science said when the state fail, the church take over. The churches have become mere beggar, pastors, bishops, to politicians across the country. So See the methodology the male politicians are using. They are holding the
what
people.
Did you say?
I see the pastor have become liability on the government officials, on representative, because they are hold the country hostage and everybody hungry. So the pastor now is honoring, buy down to shake the president hand, buy down to shake the representative hand. I think the representative should be kneel down in front of the pastor. When the state fail, the church need to take over. If you go to Jeremiah 3:15, the Bible say it clear that I, God, will give you pastor of my heart to fill you with knowledge and understanding. So the pastor should be teaching the government, the congregations, that the government is going wrong. Mr. President, this is not the right way to govern this country. They're going to beg the president, the representative, to carry on development in the churches when the money, some of them are not clean.
That's a hasty generalization. You have the president has religious advisor.
We do agree, but in the other sectors, people, pastor, bishops are surrounded to
government. All of them are to speak out.
Surrounded to government. Only few. If you check 30%.
You are simply saying that
look at the religious community.
Giving this the
But if you get majority doing something, minority as involved, the pastor in majority, the liberal council churches, what are they? Are they speaking? Are they speaking? In the actual poverty, are they telling government no security? Are they speaking reality to power? Are they speaking truth to power? Are they putting government to fire? Or they are afraid when 200,000 I give to them, they want to fight there for it, how to divide it? Where are they? So where the land? Where the pastors? The state have failed. Who taking over? The state have failed. Who taking over? Us 3,700
pastors should be speaking out because they are stakeholders too.
Yes, but even the president need to kneel down in front of the pastor. The pastor is bigger than the president in the country, because the president can say, kneel down, let me pray for you. But the president cannot tell the pastor, kneel down, let me give you money. But our pastor are kneeling down right now to politicians, because the stakes are filled and everybody hungry.
Feeding on the crumbs of the politicians. You're listening to Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this 19th day of May 2025. My guest is Liberian politician and security expert Jerry Collie. Before we get to the line, just so you know, you were asking what we're going to arrest that the news department is following and they are doing a story. So they asked me for the name of the speaker.
Captain Jerry Collie. Yeah,
that's
the captain is in Burkina Faso.
At Kings FM, once you are on the air, the story is they write the story. So before you finish, it's on the air. And that's what broadcast is.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, they are monitoring. So talk briefly about your situation, your benefits, you guys.
I no more cry for it.
Why you're not crying for it? It is your just benefit.
Listen to me. Prior to the onset of the insertion of the government, the United Party-led government, beginning with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, disbanded, disarmed, criminally unlawful, and no statement in making any comment on it.
But before you go further, Mr. Collie, how many dollars they due you? How many dollars? Or just summarize the benefits.
By right, you got category of restructuring. I don't know which one I fall on to tell you.
But why you wouldn't know all those times?
No, listen. But you have to carry on the process before you know. A student must be given a grade sheet that you have a diploma that you are graduated from high school. So this is our recommendation. You can go to college. The army will not restructure. Whether I fall in the category of pensions, then I discuss pensions benefit. And if our pension, then I must say that my pension salary could be 50% of concurrent salary of the armed forces of Liberia captain monthly by pension law. But I will not pension. And so the pension that the disbanded soldiers are going for is $35 monthly. So I said, because it was done criminally and not by law, I am not interested. I will go Bametan in Bonkande to cut panda or to make Pesawa wine to sustain myself. So I remain IT service soldiers. So if I should calculate, if the captain of this country is making $200 US per month, you will time it by 12 and we'll get a result. You get $200 by time 12, you got $2,400. Then you time it by 21 years. Time it by 21. Then government of Liberia will be owing me $50,400 United States dollar. My buy pay. My buy pay. I always informing Liberian government through the legislature, through the Department of Security Chairperson. When under COFA administrations, I wrote informing the Senate the chair on security that I'm an IT soldier. They should pay me my buy pay as I get capital, Musa ability, and Speaker COFA. Since Speaker COFA have been removed, I will do similar thing to the Rachel Kuhn administration, reminding them there were no restructuring. So I said, IT soldiers in the military and my pay is running. Let government pay me.
When last you receive part or portion of your just benefits?
I never received any. The money I received at the time.
27 years, you received 21 years, yeah. And you received not a dime, not a single material,
not a sign, dime from anybody.
And all those years, you've been loud muffing, you've been trumpeting, you're crying.
But Liberian people are sitting looking. No, let me tell you, the interest of this Liberian people is conflict. But you will not get Captain Jerry Collie involved into armed conflict. Somebody might say, you don't have them way power, forward to two. But as a trained tactical soldier like me, even to cause problem for 1 minute, that will escalate and call international community attentions. Even you came in the process, you grab me, Jamie in the process, it just look like it's still the same.
You can do it.
I can do it.
In a twinkling of an eye.
Yes, but it's not healthy for our country right now.
You have everything.
I could provide everything. What to tell you?
You got the training.
I got the training
skill,
in me.
The capability.
I can provide everything. I can sit on one plate and prepare more than 1,000 petrol bomb. I train soldiers. I didn't park behind the door with Billy Goat. It is probably about the church that recommended me in the army.
You got the men.
Forget about men. Men will come. When the situation unfolds, the situation itself will identify the result. And the result will be the men will come. You don't understand? But is that good for our country now? I said no. Because I saw what the war can do. And we can't go back to it. Even if you give me $1 million, I can't go back to it. And then I afraid, and then I listen, and then I don't have a strength anymore again. But as a planner, you must be a tactical, critical, military personnel. You plan to get a result, and a positive result. But it's not good for our country. No more.
So you wouldn't talk about your benefits?
So I won't talk about my benefit. These people, the pensions, they're suffering to get $35 monthly. That benefit I will be talking about every time. Even currently, President Weah have failed under his administrations. He was present when I petitioned the president and gave her document to establish the Veteran Bureau. The signature on that bureau that Captain Rakono and her, Augustine Nangbe, Sally Etale, and Jerry Collie, in the presence of Brian Samka as defense minister at the time, to establish that bureau. President Walker was present as a vice president in that meeting. This is the Veteran Bureau. A empty, zero. You got one single man there as HR, send the insertion of this government. Nobody are thinking about getting a veteran director. Are they afraid to get even a veteran director? So these soldiers, these young soldiers that are coming, if they be retired, what will happen? Where will they go? You throw them up? Are they going to stay medicine to the father? If you get veteran director who is educated, will formulate program, introduce it, then of course the soldier will play their part. But you don't have veteran director. And I don't want to keep talking about it. Because you can't make me veteran director, I agree. I don't want to be veteran director. I want a job from the government. And the job I wanted from the government is get to me.
What kind of job?
Yeah, I wanted to be the deputy director for operational LDA. You know why? You know why? You're going to hear our news every day. There's no way in the world I'll be going to go arrest.
You wanted to go be?
I wanted to go
chasing drug.
No, I wanted to do
get
the planning.
to get good money.
No, I wanted to do the planning.
Because that thing has money.
No, man, I'm going to put the people outside.
Who people you put outside?
There are a lot of government officials here in the drugs business. I can't arrest a drugs cartel. Then you call me, you tell me, Jerry Collie, I got interest. I will arrest you and go you walk with a bare feet. I charge you for aiding a baby with criminal facilitation.
You're only saying it because you're not there.
My brother, listen to me.
The whole world by itself.
My brother,
you will
I'm
change.
not begging nobody. Look at me.
You will be
This
like,
21 years and not working.
You will be like DeLong.
No, listen to me. DeLong is not Jerry Collie. You hear any DeLong? And I like him. You sure? In real life, what did DeLong was doing for himself? What did DeLong was doing for himself in real life before you became senator?
When he wasn't there,
he
said he would do X, Y, Z. When he got to the legislature,
and he changed.
The light went up.
The light went up.
The same way.
No, not Jerry Collie. Anybody know me to tell you say a principal matter. A principal matter. I'm not a beggar and I can't take bribe from somebody. And not easy to deal with me. I'm very critical because one thing
you stay want it, you lobbying for it, you can lobby.
I'm not lobbying for it. Along I made a 10 he go to me, forget it. Go ahead, I don't want my job.
21 years. He said 21 years.
21
you're not working.
Years, I said 2005 up to now. How many years?
You're not working.
I'm not working.
But it means that you are well to do, so you don't need job.
Not what to do. I'm surviving tactically because I was trained critically.
What kind of tactically you're surviving?
Mama, I got to improvise. They like, bro, you can tell me, say, move from here.
21 years, mama, you just say that? You're not doing nothing?
But what you want me to do? The thing I was 22 years old when I entered government service.
But get job in Boaga government.
But if I were Boaga, he finished appointing me. Because that area when I asked him, because he said it was national emergency, I wanted to make my contribution there. Let every Liberian know what is unfolding in the drug sectors.
That's the only place you want to go.
Amen. Because we need to minimize the drugs business. I need to write a proposal to the government. How many DEA men we need? I need to plan into the various bullet points, to amend the bullet points, and I need to have a talk with the government to allow or establish joint security operations. When joint security has established, AFL bringing maybe one battalion, the police bringing one.
All right, Captain Collie, let's get to the line.
We can train them and put them outside there, and with a lot of intelligence, then we can be able to work.
Let's get to the line. Boaga people listening, they've taken note of what you said.
They voted for Boaga.
They will send you to LDEA. You're listening to Real Talk, listening and watching Real Talk on Kings 88.5 MHz. It's Captain Jerry Collie, Liberian security and politician. Let's get to the line and to have your say on 077223 9933, 0886 304497. The women's line 0777 980375. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sir Anjo.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you call from?
This is the father of Sabu Rasta. I'm phoning in from point 4 to be exact this hour in Zimbabwe.
Let's hear you.
And let me also say good afternoon to former Captain Jerry Collie.
Good afternoon, my dear.
Okay. I just want to agree with you. Thank you for what you just said for your expertise. Jerry, when you said that our in Liberia government is just from west, I think from west to ridiculous. Government is not for better because people can you imagine when talking about civil managed government in Burkina Faso when Tuareg took over Tuareg, he built a new airport. But for in Liberia, you will see former president, you will see current Joseph Boka who said that President Weah did not know anything. But today, the only thing I can tell you that government is continuing. It is just the Weah project. You're just doing the Weah project, the Weah project.
Okay, Sabu Rasta.
Government has continued. So thank you for having me.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Hi, Mr. Andrew. How do you do?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thank you. And you, let's hear you. Your name and where you call from.
Yeah, my name is James Kwade, and I'm the chairman of the Veteran Assembly in District 16, New Crewtown, to be specific.
Let's hear you.
I would like to say kudos to your studio guest. He has said a lot, and he has made a significant point. But what I want to say is that, you know, there's a parable. They say you can be taught to be a strong fighter, but never you fight for stupid people. I'm very sorry to say this, but it's a parable, because if you fight for stupid people, a time shall come when there's, you know, a time to come out, you know, to testify. These very stupid people, they will testify against you that fight for them.
So true.
It is always the scenario in Liberia that we face. Meaning that, you know, if you be selected to go, you know, within the DA, you will be the rightful man. You will be the tree man, the man with capability to do that job. But the question is, will you be supported for the national government that put you there to do the job? Will you further be supported?
Sir.
These are some of the things. If you are not supported,
thank you.
You can do the job.
Don't be surprised that as a strong man, your honor man that need to work, that need to cooperate, they will start, you know, moving from honor you taking bribes.
Thank
they will
you,
start
sir.
downplaying the job.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Your name, where you call from?
My name is Joshua T. Taylor. I'm calling from Ghana-based supermarket.
Let's hear you, Joshua Taylor.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the former captain in the studio for his expose. Well, Captain Collie, one going through today within the past almost 2 years under Broker-led government. All of you too poor in this mess. President Broker is not governing the country properly. Just be fair and to the point. Because people try to ask you and then you try to dodge the question. You are a veteran ex-soldier. What is going on in the country is not this. The investors will not be able to come into the country because the civil sector is fragile. Look at what happened in Kinjo, what happened in Sano, the other construction area. Our country, Liberia, the Liberian people are suffering on a daily basis. Yeah, for you 21 years, you are not in government. You have other skills. Our country is going backward instead of going forward.
Okay, sir.
So for us, let me just conclude. For us to see how best to go forward, people that supported Boga, people that will stay on your feet by giving the helpful advice so we can move our country forward. Because from now to 2029, it's not far.
Okay, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. 0772 23 9933 0886 3044 97 0777 98 0375. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you. Hello.
You are on the air. What is your name and where you call from?
Yeah, my name is Janje Tai. I'm going to call the of Guayana community.
Yeah, let's hear you, Janje.
Yeah, I want to ask.
Janje, you are on. You went off, Janje. Hello? Yeah.
Former chairman and
you say what? Your line, Chief, change your location. I know the weather is having an impact too.
Okay, getting me now?
Yeah, it's much better.
Okay, I say I'm Major Chio.
Major Chio?
Chio, former chairman for the disbanded force.
Yeah, let's hear you.
All right. It's still there. Bravo.
No, Chief, we can continue with that. Your line is not conducive at all. It's cracking. Hello?
Hello?
Your name or where you call from?
This is Reverend C. Rolantula Sinon, calling from Fenner.
Let's hear you, Pastor.
Thank you for your show this afternoon. Let me appreciate you and appreciate the man that in the studio there.
Thank you.
Let me applaud him ever so much. He spoke well. But my problem is they create the problem that we are in today. If they were going to be sensitive, look at himself 25 since 2005, they put him down. He are not even getting a cent down. Then you were in that problem, you are still supporting Boaka to win the election and Boaka win the election. Boaka are not even get that, he closed his door. They pour into the thing. So let them make up their mind so that we can see how best. I mean, the people know him. He can start to arrange for the people so that the content can be your number 10. Thank you for your
what do you make of what he said too, that you pastors aren't speaking out, you people are feeding on the crumbs of politicians? When the politicians fail, you people are to come out to speak, but you people aren't doing anything.
Sir Andrew, thank you ever so much. We are speaking, but sometimes they are not listening. We're talking, they can't listen. People what you should talk for joy, we are what you should listen. When you speak to someone, somebody listen, that's the only way. We can't fight them. We can say it, but they don't want to listen. That's the problem we are. But I cannot listen. He got a lot of people around him. He's your educator. Tell me, how will you have 100 people in your office to be just come out about that he's calling about no money? They can't listen. That's what the problem is.
Okay, Pastor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless you too.
Hello?
Hello.
Your
Getting
name?
me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I say I'm Major Chio.
Yeah, let's hear you, Major.
All right, and Jerry Collie is still there. I want to congratulate him. Because here myself is from here. So now the new government need to take all soldiers and place it to a technical error. It's a banner. So for me, I just decided to support the idea. Because I'm the former chairman for the disbanded soldier from 2018 to 2020. And he was my co-chair. So for that reason, I support the idea. Even when I went to the Veteran Bureau and Director General, and he everybody went to Banga, and you were appointed as chairman for the main party, the main die America. So I support the idea. Let the policy written to put them there to that place, and they will see how you demonstrate. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Few more 0772 23 99 33 0886 3497. The women's line 0777 980375. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, cut off your radio.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Daniel of Guada community.
Let's hear you, Daniel.
Yeah, Janje.
Oh, Janje.
Yeah, I want to ask our brother in Zero. He's speaking for the Latvian people or he's speaking for himself?
Okay.
And you know that
you will answer that.
The Labour Party regime is all obligated to deal with the country. So the party say how a lot of time that they were working 4 more years with some months. So you look at the 4 year differences, go and compare any issue about this government. So thank you.
Thank you too for calling. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sam Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Andrew. I'm James Collie calling from Ghana. Basically, I'm listening to your show, but I just called to say that calamity has befallen Liberia, so we have to live with it. everywhere will cry. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you too. Thank you. Okay.
You guys interesting.
At 5:30, we also Captain Collie, Jerry, you can respond.
Yeah, I think somebody asked questions. What I'm speaking for myself or speaking for the Liberian people. I think that channel, that Gobajet community where he sit and talk, and the founder of that particular market, I planted the first poll on that ground and declare a government land, and that Liberia can go there and do business until we can have elected government. We went on that land 1995, 96, 97, October the 15th. I led the market people there when I was chairman of the Joint Security in PSA for 8 years, telling them that war is not all about killing people. It's about establishing new community. Send this a OLBSI and Mr. Hash is using ECOMA to BU market people. Not go to that side. If I wanted to call it a VIP, the common need the Liberian people know me. Market with me is VIP. If I'm going to say this is a VIP market, then I need on that market. But I said it was Gorbachev market because Bestman Tire, who are responsible for the release food business, one day he was on air, he said the people to do Gorbachev, they're doing Gorbachev swallow. So the pepper we used to buy the pepper from the all the time we 7,500. Then they sell it for 1,005. So meaning they were making 1 cent for 1 cent. I say you're doing Gorbachev. Then I need a girl, a Gorbachev couple. I don't know whether she's dead, but at one time I saw her, she was mad, and we all moved on our feet. So he said that in our community, he said it on my shoulder. I led a development there. I'm speaking in the interest of the Liberian people. 21 years, government had not given me job. But I think because I was trained tactically, critically, I'm surviving, and I still look very handsome and presentable up there. Now the next one will be, somebody said, we the one put them in their predicament. You see, elections, when it comes to our Liberian democracy and the system we got here, when people go in elections and 2 persons had to go, you need to miss election. The reason why I did not support Weah is because I came from the People Liberation Party, and the matter from some leaders of our party took the party to the CDC, were not pleasing to us. So when we started to champion the cause that we should come together, and they saw it like we were seeing the negative thing, and so they took out the court. So I was better with the idea. I could not support the CDC at the time. So I went to Alexander Kumi. I did not go to the Unity Party for support. Why? It's true. Jeremiah couldn't call me to a house. Vice President called me to a house, and he discussed with me. But in my own political analysis, I saw no governance in him in a presentation at the time. So I did not support this Unity Party. But at that minute of time, when we were called in Bon County to not let the Vice President go, we made up our mind to have support the CDC. But then the campaign manager went on the radio. In fact, he talked to us in the meeting. He said he wanted our voices on the radio that we supporting, but maybe he would not want to get our voice enough force. So I said, but then the man's not ready. So the highest voter, my one vote went to Joseph Nima Boakai. So my one did not make him to win, but I also was in the number that made him to win. And equally so, that was speaking the ill in the society that he should change his government pattern to govern this country the right part. Then you who sitting there in the corner and you're not saying nothing. But I think the Liberian people are hearing me. And I'm educating the government. It's no way that the government does not have the technical know-how how to create a job opportunity. They can call on whoever. No pay. Like a few days ago, I was on Frontier Africa. I said, look, the investigation of the whole saga, the burning of the Capitol building is very slow. They said they were bringing professional men to identify what happened there. Up to now, they say they got perpetrator, suspect, stay in jail, go investigation continue. it's not going well. The security made mistake, but we can still correct the mistake and identify those who bring the Capitol building. And if the government will constitute our committee that select those people who need to be with me to carry on the investigation, we get 90 days to the government of Liberia and the people of Liberia that we can be able to bring up a possible suspect that carry on the act. That's what I say. There's no medicine in security investigation and analysis. That are professional people. That's what I said. I said I want to do for the Liberian people and not for salary. But glory be to God. Why they think on? They know. Because if they came to me and your phone inside, I don't care that the president will pull him publicly. I don't care who there will pull you publicly. If your hair inside will pull you publicly. And those that need to be arrested, we will arrest them. We'll invite them. When you come, we'll tell the public, we say, we can't let you go because we hold you as a first suspect of the act. I'm not a fire professional, but I'm a security professional. I did a joint security training. I did an infantry training. I did a G2 training in Liberia, intelligence training. I did infantry and I did heavy weaponry in Kenama. So I train in every center of the military. You call me tomorrow to go and set a committee for a gaming office in the action of the Liberia National Security, in the action of the Liberia National Police. Gave me my committee responsibility. I put the blueprint together. I would dig up who burned the place. Having said that, we thank God, and I want to appreciate you for calling me so that the Liberian people can listen to me again. And so that the Liberian people say, well, on the media, Mama, you can pay a lot of money, you can pay money to go sit on the radio. I don't pay a dime. Because the people know that I'm a professional man, and I'm saying the truth to the Liberian government for change and the betterment of our state. That's why they call me to get my view on this country governing process. I'm disappointed in Sando Johnson, that word he pronounced, that they should impeach the Chief Justice, is so disgraceful to his character when he fights.
But I am man, my man.
My man, he went wrong.
The man
said, and I call Joseph Water, I will cause you, then they get his job.
That man.
That's my man. I'm disappointed at my boy.
All of you came from down the line.
No, I'm not from the south.
You're from the south?
No, I'm not from the south. If you are from the south, now you go, man.
No, I mean from.
Well, we know one another from point to point.
Okay.
Hey, he knows me, and I know him. Even I didn't know. Yeah. We are all boys together, somewhere, somehow. But I think that look at the thing you say, Edwin Snow.
So,
when you pick an equal representative in Liberia,
so when you get on, you get on any radio or you are quoted in a newspaper of saying XYZ about Boaka, Sando Johnson will come for you.
Sando can train a large chain. We used to buy automatic snap, start on the water drink. Sando can go in the supermarket to buy the good liquor and drink one. He can't come after me because when he come after me, and when you call Sando in the studio, call me. Liberian people who know who is realist, who do competitive analysis when it comes to politics and governance process of a country.
You're not afraid of Sando Johnson?
What?
You're not afraid of him?
For what?
Dazo? You hear the man named Dazo?
You hear my name Collie? You know the meaning of Collie?
But Dazo traditionally is superior to Collie?
No! The leper in the animal kingdom are afraid of Sando. Lord, I'm a boy to me, man. You want to be my big brother. But I'm not even afraid of him. I respect him. That's all. That all Sando Johnson respect. But the look at fair to tell him, say, you're messing for me, the Liberian people. You're not speaking like a realist in this country. It look like a student sent to me. Sando can cut my butt. Physically say you pour in the ring, can cut my butt. Tell me.
When lies your cross path?
It's been long, man. It's been long. Sando and myself. It's been long. You know, I just to move to people's offices to visit them. You know what? Liberian people quit to say the man went to my office, I gave $200. My value is more than $100. That's why I don't visit representative.
So that statement it made me.
It sounds foolish and funny. Senseless and meaningless. Let me use all the agitate on Sando. How we say impeach the Chief Justice.
He's listening to you.
I know.
He will come after you.
Let him come. When he come after me, I'll come after him. We know one another. Sano ain't got nothing to discuss about me, but I got things to discuss about Sano.
What is it that you know about him that
Plenty.
he doesn't know about you?
Let me wait. Let him come over. When he come over, he will see my side. The other color of my leopard, he will see it. I want you say that he said somebody cost Joseph Boakai will cost him. When Joseph Boakai was vice president, when he was not president, he said that day he saw Yaga Kolba, one of our king men, our nephew. You the uncle, you saw him insulting the office of the presidency. If you don't respect your, we respect the office. So you expect somebody to do the Boakai? But me, Jerry Collie, even if I got a man like Brompo choose me, the course stop. No play with my office. That offering now for me for the librarian people.
Then you will be a dictator.
You curse yourself dictator.
You
curse the presidency. If you may, when I come down, come in for me and curse me. But I'm president in that office. You can't curse that office.
Then you're going back to Senator Johnson.
No. Listen to me. On the way he said it because of job. He did not say it way. He said when you curse work.
Oh, that's why you sense that he need a job.
He need a job. And that's why they gave him the job. He hold it. If I were him, I just say something. He gave me a job. I will tell you, and I want a job.
But we're going home now because we're already into time. So you actually demonstrated and stay demonstrating integrity. 21 years, no job. Typically, a typical Liberian politician will try to change his tone so that he gets something.
I'm not dancing no ugly drum sound. Trust me.
You maintain your integrity.
I maintain my integrity. Allow you not pension the army the railway. I will not take the father.
Okay. All right, Captain Collie.
Oh, God bless his sticks. We'll meet again.
What can you say to the president?
Mr. President, change your governance system. Mr. President, please change. Mr. President, I your nephew. Change the system. Mr. President, arrest government official that is carrying on corruption and be prosecute them. Mr. President, govern this country with security. Mr. President, ask the legislature to allow you to recruit at least 20,000 military personnel to man our border of our country. Mr. President, if you don't do so, you are a failure to nothing in our country. The Liberian people are struggling. The country in the hands of foreigners. All Liberia, come back home. Thank you. God bless the state.
Thank you so much, Captain Jerry Collie, Liberian security and political science expert. Thank you so much. We look forward to talking with you again with the passage of time. And this is how we go home on the show, Real Talk on Kings 88.5. If everything goes well tomorrow, we will have another talk on the show. The news is on at 6 and then at 6:50, from 6:50 to 7:50 CDC hour. And then at 8 o'clock, you have Face the Issues with Teacher Light, Anthony at Law, A.B. Weah. I'm Sam Andrews. Shalom.
Kings 88.5.
Kings 88.5 FM.
We got the flavor.
It's your bonario, Sibiri Pila Patala, Liberty Fortune Company is here for everyone.